Hey guys, welcome back to the Giovanni Show. Today we have on somebody that I am proud to call my friend, Colleen Wolfe. Thank you so much for coming on today, Colleen.
Oh my God, Gio, this is a pleasure. I feel like now we are old friends at this point. We've talked many times. This is my second time on your show. You came on NFL Network with me a few years ago at the Combine, so it's great to see you.
It's crazy that we've known each other for a few years now. It feels like just yesterday we met.
I know, right? Time flies.
Right. Time flies when you're having fun. So, I'm super excited to have you on. I got a few questions, Eagles related questions. I got a few of those because we all know you love the birds and that Kelly Green coming back. So, I got a
Oh my
few
God.
questions for you. I'm very excited. So, to dive in here, what are you looking forward to this season, this NFL season?
I mean, there's so much. I feel like I've been waiting for the season to start since it ended. And I've been to a couple different training camps at this point. So every time I go and visit a team, I end up like completely buying in on that team. So just kind of looking around the league and seeing, obviously the AFC is so stacked, the NFC not as much, but that's great for the Eagles. So I'm really interested to see how the Niners look this year. I can't wait for that game against the Eagles that they're playing in Philadelphia. I'm trying to fly home for that one. And I think just the AFC East in general is interesting with the Dolphins getting better, the Jets, obviously. Who knows what the Patriots are going to be like? And that's who the Eagles play week one. But there's so many things to track. And week one is always so weird because just strange things happen. I always feel like every single year, like if you think back to last year, the Bears beat the Niners in that crazy monsoon game. So I want to see how things pan out this week one. But for the Eagles, I'm really interested to see how they how they follow up what was just an incredible season that they just missed it being a perfect year in that last game, but it was a good ride.
Yeah, I've been waiting for football. It feels like at the end of the Super Bowl, I'm leaving the Super Bowl in Arizona, and I'm like, I won another football game. Like I was just so excited. I just won another football game. So I'm very excited for week one,
What are
obviously
you
against the
looking
Patriots.
forward to?
I'm excited for the whole season. The Eagles have more of a tough schedule this year, so I'm very excited to see how they're going to perform under pressure. A lot of pressure coming off of the Super Bowl year, but also I'm very excited for Jets football. They have one of the best defenses in the league, and now Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be
I
awesome.
know. Imagine Garrett Wilson now, how great he was last year with Aaron Rodgers. Like I don't even know what his ceiling is. And then they'll have Brees Hall back as well. They have Dalvin Cook. Like that defensive line is so deep. Like I'm really curious to see how it's all going to come together and how good they can be.
Yeah, I'm very excited also for the game, the Eagles versus the Jets. I don't know if you knew this, Colleen, but the Eagles have never lost to the Jets. So this year, we may see that streak end.
Whoa, listen, that's not going to happen this year. The streak is alive and well, and I believe that the Eagles will not fall to the Jets. But maybe, I mean, like, prove me wrong. That's what I would like to see. Prove me wrong. I wouldn't love to see it, but like, let's see if we what happens with the Jets.
Yeah. So the Eagles look like they're really focusing on using 21 personnel this year. Obviously picking up guys like DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny. Does this mean another Super Bowl run?
Well, I mean, I think that's where the expectations are. So twist my arm. We'll see if it happens. But it's like I would love to see DeAndre Swift really hit in Philadelphia, considering he's a Philadelphia guy. I remember at the draft this past year when the Lions drafted a running back, and we were all like, wait, what happened? And automatically I was talking to a couple of the guys backstage, and it just so happens that one of them is also from Philadelphia. And we were like, do you think Howie Roseman is going to like trade for DeAndre Swift? That doesn't make sense for them to have all of these running backs, and he's a Philly guy. And then, of course, it ended up happening. And he's a Georgia Bulldog. So it just all sort of makes sense. But this rushing attack for the Eagles, it's been what, top five the last two seasons, and that balance really has helped Jalen Hurts, and we saw him take that massive leap last year. So it's just a question of like Rashad Penny, what he's going to look like. Maybe we've all just been sleeping on him too. I mean, DeAndre Swift, he's had some issues with staying healthy, and he always kind of fell out of favor almost in Detroit. And I never understood why, even watching Hard Knocks last year with him and Deuce Staley. And it seemed like Deuce was like really high on him. And then it just didn't pan out. So Miles Sanders, he looked great with the Eagles. Now he's with Carolina. I'm excited to see these new running backs and how they kind of fit into the offense.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We've seen at training camp, I heard that DeAndre Swift has actually been taking some snaps at the wide receiver spot. So
What?
I'm very excited for that. It's gonna be a
Oh my
crazy year.
gosh. Oh
Yeah.
my, I cannot wait to see that. Okay, let's see. I guess it's going to be like their version of like a Christian McCaffrey, maybe light, or like Devo Samuel or something.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait.
I know. I know. I'm so excited.
So coming out of training camp and preseason, what team that you visited sticks out the most to you?
Okay, so I'm really interested in the Steelers because I think that that whole division is really intriguing because we don't know how much better the Browns are going to be, and it seems like everyone is pretty high on the Browns. And obviously with the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, he's healthy again. The Bengals are the Bengals. Joe Burrow, wondering when he gets back in. But the Steelers are a team that could be slept on a little bit, I think. And Kenny Pickett just going it. We've seen so many quarterbacks in their second year really pop, and everything sort of slows down a little bit. Plus, he has the continuity of Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator, having the same system in place for two straight years. George Pickens is so talented, and you see that connection between the two of them. Plus, TJ Watt is coming back on their defense. And even when TJ Watt was out last year, their defense stepped up, and you had a lot of unsung heroes just like pressuring the quarterback all over the place. And I really like their rookie that they drafted, Nick Herbing. He's a lot like TJ Watt. They both went to Wisconsin. They both played the same position. And I was talking to TJ Watt at camp and also the other day for a show, and he absolutely loves him. And he was like, he's sort of like a mentor a little bit to him. And TJ was saying that Nick Herbing is kind of like using all of his moves now, and like maybe he needs to like step back a little bit. And it's just like kind of been fun to see him develop so quickly. So I think that the Steelers are a really interesting team to watch. I was also with the Niners, and that's just a perennial question of how good they'll be, and Kyle Shanahan, how he'll sort of scheme up things for that offense. And it's just so crazy to me that Brock Purdy came in last year as Mr. Irrelevant and took the starting job and is now their franchise quarterback. So that's another one that is baffling to me, but in a good way. It just makes everything so much more interesting. I feel like the NFL is the best reality TV show that you could get.
Yeah, and you talk about the Niners. How about that trade, Trey Lance to the Cowboys?
Oh my gosh. I was wondering if, because when we were watching, I think it was the second week of the preseason, and maybe it was the first, but Trey Lance did not look good. And I was thinking to myself, his trade value is going down right now. And like if they want to trade him, they should be making him look good in the preseason. I don't know what is happening right now, or like don't even play him. And then he ended up going to the Cowboys, which Trey Lance is the biggest wild card in the entire NFL because he has the talent. He just hasn't played any games. And everything is about reps. Everything in life is about reps. Like the more you practice, the better you get. Like I'm sure when you first started doing this, like you didn't feel as comfortable as you do now, like hosting your own show and talking about football. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And that's true for most things in life, but definitely a quarterback position. And we just have not seen him play in very many games. So if Dak gets hurt, and Trey Lance is the quarterback, like I have no idea. Nobody knows what it'll be. So again, it will be so crazy. What reality television will bring us this year? Who knows? That's the exciting part.
Yeah, I'm definitely scared of Trey Lance. He's shown that he can kind of be that guy, and now he's at the Cowboys. So if Dak throws one too many interceptions, Trey Lance might come in too. So I'm
Hmm.
definitely scared of him if we're playing Trey Lance.
But I have trust in Jalen Hurts and this offense and this offensive line in
Oh yeah.
Philadelphia that's so good. And even though it feels like Lane Johnson and Travis Kelce have been playing for years. In fact, I covered them before I worked at NFL Network when I was still living in Philadelphia. That's how long they've been playing, but they're still at the top of their game.
Oh, some may say Jason Kelsey got better. Some may say,
Some may say.
I may say, but
I think you're right. I think you're right.
what team should NFL fans really be looking out for this season?
Hmm. All right. So, I mean, obviously the Eagles. I'm not even just saying that, but that's a given because everyone's going to be looking out for the Chiefs and for the Eagles. I'm trying to think of like a an interesting under the radar team that because I think that the Jaguars were that last year and everyone sort of expected them to make that jump from worst to first because of Doug Peterson going in there and it felt like last year was actually Trevor Lawrence's rookie season because his rookie year, in my mind, didn't even count with Urban Meyer and everything, all of the dysfunction that happened. But this year, I guess I think that the Packers are one to watch, and I don't. That's not necessarily saying that they are going to win the division and be some like crazy dominant team, but I think everyone is wondering what Jordan Love will be like because we've heard so many different things about how, oh my God, he kind of looks like Aaron Rodgers a little bit, like little tiny things that he does. And it's like, we really have not seen Jordan Love in action. And
Yeah.
wouldn't that be something else if the Packers stumble upon another great franchise quarterback? And not that they stumbled on him, but just like they've had such great luck to go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. And then if Jordan Love is actually successful, that is just so rare in the NFL to have sustained that many years of success. And Christian Watson is such a great talent, and they have a lot of really wonderful pieces on both sides of the ball. And now that division, I don't know what the Vikings are going to be like. They won so many one score games last year. It felt like every single time I was watching the Vikings, I was like, are they going to be doing it? Like the margin of error was so slim for them. And I feel bad for their fans because I feel like their fans had to white knuckle the entire season. Like there was never a gimme game. There was never like, let's just kick back and watch the Vikings crush this team. It was like last minute holding your breath. I'm sure like everyone's anxiety in Minnesota must be through the roof just from last season. And then the Bears with Justin Fields, like that, who knows what that team is going to look like and what that offense will look like now with DJ Moore in Chicago and Justin Fields having an actual number one wide receiver. We haven't seen that yet. And we saw Justin Fields kind of make some strides towards the end of the season. So that is one thing to track for sure, watching how he grows and how that offense grows. And then the Lions are hugely hyped up. So I think that division in general is one to watch. But of all of those teams, the Packers is one that I'm just like really insanely curious about.
Oh, 100%. And you mentioned the Vikings. My Philly fans are not going to be excited that I'm saying this, but I'm kind of rooting for the Vikings this year. I mean,
Yeah, why?
we saw the quarterback show on Netflix with Kirk
Kirk
Cousins,
Cousins.
and that guy is the America's dad. He is such a good guy, and I'm just rooting for him to win a championship.
I know it was so cool to get such great access to see all of the behind the scenes of what goes on during the season. And Kirk Cousins just came off so well. And it was just so funny. His wife talking about picking out his outfits and like just seeing how relatable and like just regular they are, it makes me like him more as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's really like looking into my household and looking at my dad. So it's funny.
Right. Major dad vibes. I mean, and everyone loves dads, so it works out for his brand.
100%. Um, so what's your biggest hope going into this season for the birds?
Healthy, that they stay healthy. Like that's they had really great luck with that last year. Jalen Hurts got back just in time, and he was in the MVP conversation before he was hurt. But that is in so many aspects, that's the most important thing for a team, because if it's like a domino effect, if you lose one player, like yes, you need to have that depth, and that's what Howie Roseman has tried to build for the Eagles. But staying healthy at the right time, because people are going to get hurt no matter what. But the stars completely need to align for everything to go right for any team. But for the Eagles, making sure that they can sustain, it's such a long season. And if guys do get hurt, it needs to correspond with like the perfect part of the schedule, and to make sure that people are back for when it matters. And so for me, it's the health.
100%. Yeah. We
Mm-hmm.
can't see Jalen Hurts go down again because
No.
last year when Gardner Minshew came in, that was not a fun, what was it, 3 weeks for Eagles fans?
Yeah, and if Jalen Hurts gets hurt and it's Marcus Mariota,
Ugh.
then that's not great. So really hoping for a healthy
Yeah.
year.
Oh, 100%. I'd take that kid Tanner McKee over Mariota any day. Any day. Um so what did you think of the Kelly Greens? Because I
Oh my gosh.
absolutely freaked out.
I love them. I love them so much. I, in fact, was very upset that I was not in Philadelphia for training camp this year, because Mike Garafolo was there and he was texting me all of the Kelly Green gifts that he was receiving while he was at camp. um it's like he's my brother, like, and he knows that that is going to bother me. But I did get a great package in the mail from the Eagles. With I got a Darius Slay jersey in the Kelly green and a nice Jason Kelsey one. But they're just so beautiful, and I'm like, it's so nostalgic to see the players in those colors. But just objectively, those uniforms are absolutely beautiful. The logo is great. Everything about the Kelly Greens. I would love for them to go back to them, but even just getting like a couple games is good enough for me. Like, I can't wait to frame the Kelly Green jersey I have, because it's just so beautiful. It deserves its own little showcase.
Yeah, you said you got Jason Kelsey, so I got the same one. We can
What?
match.
Oh my God. Amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I'm super excited. They're wearing them against the Dolphins, I believe, and that is one of the biggest games of the season. Tua and
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts going back at it. I'm so excited for that game, and especially in the Kelly Greens. Oh my God, it's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be great. Maybe we will both wear our Jason Kelsey jerseys on the same day.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Deal.
So I got some rapid questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your favorite color?
Kelly Green.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite in-season activity?
You know what? I really love to figure skate. I used to be a competitive figure skater, so it's the way that I get all of my stress out.
Really?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie is probably Inglorious Bastards or Kill Bill.
Oh, I love Kill Bill.
Uh-huh. Such a good
Um,
one.
favorite player of all time.
Ooh, it might be Jason Kelsey. I mean, it used to be like I loved Randall Cunningham. That was like the OG. But Jason Kelsey is just so cool and has had so many iconic moments. And the podcast he has with his brother is so much fun. And he was crushing beers at the draft this year in Kansas City. Like, I'll never forget the Super Bowl speech and the Mummers outfit. He's just a great player with a wonderful personality, and he just feels so Philadelphia.
He's iconic. He's another American dad. He just has
He
that dad
is.
energy.
Truly.
So, my last question for you is on my podcast to end all of my shows, I like to raise awareness to bullying so we can stop it for younger kids. So, what is one step as a society that we need to take to end bullying?
Oh, it's such a great question because it's really, we hear all the time that hurt people hurt other people. And for me, I am such a big advocate of people working on themselves and like going to therapy and working through any issues that they have because when people are happy, they don't try and put other people down. And what we need to do is we need to check on each other. We need to check on ourselves, though. We need to make sure that like we are working through any trauma that we've dealt with in our lives because when you're a happier person, you'll make other people happier around you. And that's what it's all about is lifting other people up. And even if you just do something as little as smiling at someone, a stranger, like just try it and it will make you feel better. It will make them feel better. And that is something that is contagious, I think.
100%. That's why I always got a big smile on my face because I'm always trying to uplift people. So,
And you do a
um,
great job with it.
I love doing the anti-bullying campaign because it's reached so many kids. So many kids have reached out to me saying that they feel a lot better and that my podcast helps them. So it's my biggest honor is to help other people. So I appreciate you contributing to that.
Well, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this show. I love it. I think you do such a great job. And look at you now helping all sorts of other people all over the place, people that you don't even know that you're helping. It's such a great thing. And keep up the amazing work.
Thank you very much for coming on today, Colleen.
All right. I look forward to the next time.
All right.